Hi folks, and welcome to Chick Happens. In today's episode, I'm just going to talk about some fall projects that I usually do every year about this time. Summer's behind us, the nights are starting to get cooler. It's been in the 60s during the day, and it's just a great time for me to be out and get on some things that I usually wait till this time of the year to do. So come join me. So yesterday afternoon, I had a beehive frame up at the barn here. It was a hive that I lost early this spring when it got warm out, and then it got extremely cold, and it just zapped the hive. And there was quite a few frames left in one of the boxes that had honey that was almost there but not quite ready. So I took that up to the barn and I've stored it up here, now going on 6 months. Let me share with you what I did with that frame next. Alright, so I'm back at an active beehive here, and this is the frame that I took up yesterday afternoon. There was still quite a bit of honey in here, but it wasn't quite finished yet enough to process and consume. So I had this up at the barn now for about 6 months, and finally brought it back here last night, or yesterday afternoon, for this good hive to feed off this, rob the honey, store it. They're coming up on winter here soon. There's not a lot of pollen or nectar left on any of the plants around here. But by putting this out here, it's really going to help this active hive, especially storing up for the winter. I've been looking forward to putting this back here now for months, and I'm glad I finally got the opportunity to do it yesterday. Them bees are going to appreciate it. One of the other things I did this morning is I went through a bunch of my milo that I had planted. I planted this late spring, and it's for the wildlife. It's for the deer, the pheasant. I came back this morning and started cutting some lanes through it for easy travel. As soon as this dies off a little more, I'll cut some more down to get that seed down to the ground. But I've been looking forward to trimming some, or mowing some paths through this sorghum. I've probably got about 3 acres of it total, 2-3 acres spread throughout the property. But this was an enjoyable cut this morning. I didn't want to bore you just driving around on the tractor, but I just cut 6 to 8 foot lanes, did some perimeter cuts, cut some strips through the center. I'll leave this go for a little, I don't know, maybe another couple weeks, and then I might cut down a little bit more. And then the rest of it I'll leave up for cover. I don't have a beer. What's wrong with me? One project I'm not going to get to yet today, but I'll definitely do it here in the next few days, is I need to go through all my bird houses throughout the property and get them cleaned out. I've probably got about 30 of them. That'll be a few hour project for me. But I'm going to wait till later this week to do that. One of my fall projects is planting trees. The wife and I, in the springtime, will buy 20 or 30 pine and spruce and get them in the ground. And then towards middle to late summer, when the stores are running the clearances, we'll buy everything we can. Then we'll keep them up here by the barn and keep them watered until about the first, second week of October, and then get them planted in the ground. So I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got about 10 trees here to get planted, and it's a perfect day to do it. And then with winter coming up, they're starting to fall into dormancy. To me, I think fall is the best time to plant trees. So that's what I'm going to do next. Now as soon as I get all these trees planted, I'm going to give them a drink. But first I'm going to give myself a drink. I'm parched. As much as I love white pine, so do the deer. The bucks for the last couple of years have rubbed the dog snot out of this. Pretty, isn't it? I'm kneeling in my garden right now. I tilled this up with Kubota a couple weeks ago, and then a few days ago got the few weeds that were coming up sprayed. And typically what I do this time of year is I'll go up the road to my buddy Bruce's, who raises a huge herd of cattle, and I'll probably get about 2,000 pounds of cow manure to put on top of this, till it in, and let it winter over. And you can see how rich and nice that dirt is. I've been doing that here for about 11 years, and whatever I plant in here is just super amazing. I don't know, I guess I just like cow poop. And not too far off is butchering the pigs. It's about 2-3 weeks away. And another thing that needs to get done here this fall is this needs to get serviced. It's coming up on the 100-hour service mark, so this will be on the docket here soon. Gotta love the Kubota. Joe. Kubota. Hey Capper. Kubota. Thanks for joining me here today at Schick Happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a lot of projects this fall, but I really do enjoy doing them. The weather's beautiful, the leaves are going to start changing here soon. It's just a nice time to be outside. If you like this video, please share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe.